What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisor.com bringing home the bacon NBA DFS video for this Merry Christmas, December 25th, Wednesday, 5-game slate. So we're going to cover everything. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We do have giveaways every single video. Here's how to win. In this video, you must be a subscriber, you must like this video, and leave a comment. If this video gets at least 50 likes, you will have a chance to win a free week of FTA+. That is not just a week of NBA. That is a week of every sport that we offer. So in 2 weeks, PGA and MMA will be back for the start of the new year. We'll also have NFL and NBA. NFL for about another month and a half. After that, we will be starting to roll into MLB. If this video gets at least 100 likes, you'll have a chance at a free month, 150 likes, a free year, 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a lifetime pass. So make sure you like it. Also, second way to win in this video. Somewhere in the video, I will mention a keyword or key phrase. Listen for that keyword or key phrase. Type it in there, and you'll have a chance to win a free week of FTA+. So technically, you could win twice in the same video. So looking at our last video, we only had 318 views, only 11 comments, and only 31 likes. So we are going to roll the random comment picker to see who the winner is of the free week if you put in your keyword or key phrase. That keyword or key phrase from the video on Monday was swift miss, some form of swift miss. So that being said, the winner of the free week 1 in 11 shot is J-Trees, you forgot the keyword. So 1 in 10 shot, it would appear. The winner is, no, it did it again. And that is how you could win multiple times in the game if you had it. So J-Trees did have 2 comments. Luckily, it picked the one with that. So J-Trees, please email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. Let me know your username. I do know you have one on the site, so we'll go from there. So that being said, anytime there are at least 5 games on the slate, we give you 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks at each position. We've already gone ahead and done 10,000 simulations with our projections, with our AI models to see where we're at. So these are very early projections, but it is a great starting point for you. If this is all you need, that's great. If you need a little bit more of a boost, I've got you. Under the NBA tab, we have pace of play, we have Vegas odds, we have NBA bets, all the way down to our cheat sheet. On the cheat sheet, we have each position, usually 6 to 7 players at each position for cash and 6 or 7 players at each position for tournaments, and then a couple plays at each position that are leverage plays for you. So if you need a little bit more help, you can go check out FTA+. It is $10 for a week. It is $30 for a month. But if you use the promo code Black Friday, we still have a few coupon codes left, you'll get your first month for $15 instead of $30. Also, we have depending on when you watch this, we have an NFL slate for Wednesday. We have 2 games. We've already broken it down. So make sure you check that out. That'll be linked at the end of this video as well. So we are ready to go. We are ready to rock and roll. We are looking at Vegas odds. Spurs at the Knicks. Knicks are a 9-point favorite with a 223 over under. 223.5 over under. Minnesota at Dallas. Dallas is a 5.5-point favorite. If Luka is in, I think it goes up, but it just depends if he's healthy enough. Trying to see if he's knocked out the tag, so we should be good. Over under of 222. Lakers at the Warriors. We got the Warriors as a 3.5-point favorite, 225.5 over under. And then we have Philly at Boston. Boston's a 10-point favorite right now, 222 over under. And then the final game, which is 2.5 hours after the other games, we got the Nuggets at the Suns. Nuggets are only a 3-point favorite, so hopefully it's a close game with a high over under of 233.5. So you might want to check that out. You want to check out everything that we have there. So let's take a look position by position. So some of these value plays can and will change because these are early projections, and we do have some players that are questionable or game time decisions right now. Maybe, Christmas miracle would be our lineup not having someone get ejected or hurt for the 3rd game in a row. Be pretty neat to have. So after that, we are going to build a DraftKings lineup and a FanDuel lineup. I will not be around for Christmas, so when I'm filming this, Yahoo does not have the slate available yet. I don't know why. So looking at point guard, you got Luka at the top. We've got him projected right around 55 to 60 fantasy point range, with Minnesota being the 12th DVP against the position. Tyrese Maxey at 41 to 45 fantasy point range, going up against Boston, 17th DVP. Jalen Brunson, 38 to 42 range. San Antonio has the 24th DVP against the position for him. We move down to mid-tier. Again, with 5 games, there's not a ton of player pools, but Peyton Pritchard against Philly, not the best DVP, but we got him 28 to 32 with a second DVP against position. We got Dennis Schroeder against the Lakers, 27 to 30 fantasy point range 2 against the Lakers, against one of his former teams, 7th DVP. And then Tyus Jones, 29th DVP against position against Denver, got him projected right around 25 to 28 fantasy points. Then if we want to find some sort of value, you've got Podziemski against the Lakers, 21 fantasy points. You got DiVincenzo going up against Dallas with 20 fantasy points. And then even further down, if he gets any run, Kyle Lowry, 3,300 against Boston, 17th DVP, 13 to 15 fantasy point range. Moving to the shooting guard, we got Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards against Dallas, 4th DVP, 42 to 45 fantasy points. Kyrie Irving against Minnesota, 38 to 42 with a 12th DVP, and Bradley Beal against Denver, 33 to 35 fantasy points. We're looking right at 17th DVP against the position. Now Booker, he's questionable himself in this position. Murray is also questionable, so keep that in mind. And if you can hear my baby crying, I apologize. The keyword of the day, we're just going to do it, sugar, because this is, I would never usually drink this, but we were in the ER for a long time. Last night, he's got coronavirus, not COVID, but corona, the original, the OG, I guess, and croup. So it wasn't breathing very well. We are back. I need this. This is life right now. It's like I'm getting a gut ache from it, but I am so tired. But I'm still bringing you guys the bacon for Christmas. So if you guys win big on Christmas and you feel like tipping me, I'm completely okay with that as well. Cash App is down below. If you have Venmo, anything like that, you can DM me on Discord or anything like that. I've had a few of you reach out to do it, and that is very appreciative. And I'm so tired, but I am here. We are ready to go. So the third one we are looking at is Jaylen Brown against Philly. Not the best DVP, 6th out of 30, but 38 to 40 fantasy points. Move down the list to try to find some sort of value here. Mid-tier, Klay Thompson, 25 fantasy point, or 25 to 28. But against Minnesota, his first DVP, so not the best matchup. Devin Vassell against we got the Knicks, 24 to 28, but 7th DVP there. And then Christian Braun against Phoenix, 24 to 28 himself, but 8th DVP against Phoenix. Then we try to find some sort of value. We've got Miles McBride, cheap option, 3,800. Currently, right now, 18 to 22 against San Antonio. Does have 24th DVP. Max Christie against Golden State, 18 fantasy points, 27 DVP. Or Dalton Neck, 27 DVP, about 17 to 20 fantasy points himself. Then we move to the small forward position. We're looking at Paul George at the top, 38 to 40 fantasy points. But again, DVP is not our friend today. 2nd DVP. You've got Josh Hart against San Antonio, 33 to 35 fantasy point range, 17th DVP. And then Michael Porter Jr. against Phoenix, 30 to 35 fantasy point range, 12th DVP for Porter. Mid-tier, not a ton that I love. But we got OG Anunoby here against San Antonio, 29 to 32 range. Andrew Wiggins against the Lakers, 28 to 32. And Royce O'Neal, 25 to 28 fantasy points going up against Denver. And then paying down here, you do have Quentin Grimes. DVP is not good, 21 to 25. Jaden McDaniels, 20 to 22 fantasy points. And then Keldon Johnson against the Knicks. Middle of the tier here at 15 DVP, 20 to 22 fantasy points. Then we move to the power forward. We got LeBron James at 45 to 50 range going up against Golden State on Christmas. Feel like he's going to show out in this game. You got Kevin Durant at 45 fantasy points. You got Julius Randle at 35 to 38. Mid-tier, depending on where you want to go, you got PJ Washington at 32 fantasy points. Draymond Green against the Lakers, but we know that Draymond has a game where he had minus 0.4, but we're projected currently against the Lakers, 30 fantasy points. And then Jeremy Sokin, I don't know how you say his name, I apologize, 30 fantasy points out of him, but 7th DVP, so I don't like that. Finding some sort of value, It depends. We could go down and look at Al Horford against Philly, against one of his former teams. 21 to 25 fantasy points, 27 DVP. You got Naz Reid against Dallas, 21 to 24 fantasy points. And Sam Hauser, if he gets the run in some minutes here against Philly, 18 to 22 fantasy points. Then we move to the center position. We got Jokic at the top. We're projecting him at 58 fantasy points. 58. He is averaging more than that at 67.6. Had a down game against Phoenix his last game. So they just played on Monday, playing again. And you can see he's had some good games and some bad games. I don't know if I would pay up for Jokic today. Didn't do very well in that game, but again, people are going to see that, maybe be off of him, and then he absolutely goes off. So I've got him projected about 58 to 62. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes for 70 plus, but he just faced them and did not have a good game. But they are 26 DVP against the position. You got Victor Wembanyama. He's flopping around. We saw that he got Drummond kicked out of the game on a flop. So, it's a big baby for being 18 foot tall. We've got him against New York. It says 5th DVP, but the guy's 8 foot tall. I don't know how there's any DVP against him. We're looking at 52 to 55 fantasy point range. You save 1,000 off of Jokic. We got Anthony Davis against Golden State, 50 to 52 fantasy points. Karl Anthony Towns at 50 fantasy points as well. Go down a little bit. Kristaps Porzingis at 35 to 38. Rudy Gobert at 30 to 32. And Yusuf Nurkic at 28 to 32 range. And if you are going to go down and find some value, not a ton. You could look at Derek Lively at 26 to 28 fantasy points. You could look at Daniel Gafford about 22 to 25. You could even go down a little bit and look at Trace Jackson Davis, a 20th DVP against the Lakers, 19 to 22 fantasy points. Now, I am very curious if he's faced them at all this year. Trace Jackson Davis has not. The minutes have been 20 plus. The fantasy points have been pretty good. They've now bumped him up to over 4,000, but he could be in a great matchup there. So that might be one that I do pay down for. So that being said, we said we were going to build a lineup here, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to try to build one where I don't think it's Christmas. Hopefully it's a Christmas miracle. We're going to pay up at some positions, and we're going to pay down for some other ones. So in my mind, and these are GPP lineups, tournament-only lineups. In my mind, these can and will change because value will open up between now and tip-off. Now, tip-off is 11 a.m., so hopefully you've watched this prior to that. So we got Kuminga there. We got Gafford here, paying down there. We got Luka paying up. We've got Anunoby. Paying mid here. He used to be way more expensive, I believe. And now we can afford everybody. So we could afford Jokic there. If you want to go down and go with Towns, I am okay with that as well. Towns, again, he was the picture of the video and article last time. 57.5, had another double-double. It's been over a month since he's not had a double-double. But let's go with Jokic because maybe his ownership went down a little bit. Doesn't have the best matchup, just got held in check last game. I think he ups that, and he hopefully will dominate for us. And then on FanDuel, I've already built the lineup. Tyrese Maxey, Peyton Pritchard. It's more of a boomer bust. Paul George, Kelly Oubre Jr., Najee Marshall, Jonathan Kuminga, PJ Washington, Draymond Green, and Karl Anthony Towns. Now, if you want to get rid of like Draymond and you want to go a different direction at power forward, I am okay with that. Kelly Oubre we already have. You got Aaron Gordon against Phoenix. You got Devin Vassell that you can't use. So I don't know why it's showing it. Let's go just power forwards. So there you go. You could go with Royce O'Neal. You could go Hachimura. You could go Jaden McDaniels, a cheaper option and save some money if you do not trust Draymond Green, which I'm not sure I do. If we look at Aaron Gordon hasn't really done much. The minutes are weird. 22, 35, 30, 30, 30, like blah, blah, blah. If he can get the minutes, I am okay with that. We've left 100 on the table, and we've changed the game up a little bit too. So that's what I've got in this video. Make sure you follow us. I am in the right location. I just built a lineup for FanDuel on NFL, and that is what we've got. So questions, get those down below. Hit that, let that algorithm. Make sure you watch this video multiple times. Good luck, and you guys know what to do. As always, have a Merry Christmas. Let's bring up some bacon together, guys. Peace.